Hello, good morning, afternoon, evening, and welcome to the Dexter Loves Annie podcast. This is my knitting and craft podcast and designing. I'm hoping to get back into that. I've got a couple of designs that are in there that need to come out to here and onto yarn. So that's happening soon, hopefully. I'm coming to you from Buckinghamshire in England, and it's a rainy day today. Surprise! Okay, let's get into knitting stuff. There's some life stuff as well, which I'll try and keep to the end for those of you that don't stick around for life stuff. Okay, I'm going to hit you with a completed item because these went so quickly. Very pleased. A little bit of fluff. They are blocked and washed. This was a skein that I got in an advent 2 or 3 years ago, called Tannenbaum, and it was by the Yarn Whisperer. I don't know if he does it anymore, but I've been kind of eking it out. I did my sheep socks in it. I've done these, and I am actually, as you'll see, I'm doing another pair of shorties in what's left. Hopefully hopefully it'll work out. So this is it on the blocking sock blocker. Words. I haven't had my testosterone today. For people that don't know anything about HRT, testosterone for women helps you with the brain fog. So we're going to get this through this together. But yeah, I might be a bit ditzy today. Anyone notice a change, let me know. So I have done 2. It's really beautiful yarn, actually. I was going to make a shawl in it, but as I was saying to my friends last night on knit night, I've got more shawls that I know what to do with. So I'm done with the shawls until, is it October? Stephen West does his knit along thing. Then anyway, no more shawls till then. I insist. So this pattern is the Crazy Sock Lady Rhinebeck Roomies. Quite an old one. I've had it before. I tried to knit it before, but I knitted it in completely the wrong type of yarn. I did the whoopsie with the Malabrigo instead of the Malabrigo sock. But it's called Malabrigo sock, but it's actually just sock weight, not sock yarn, because it's not superwash, and not even that. It hasn't got the nylon content in it. And the woman at the yarn shop where I bought it, she's closed down now, funnily enough, and she said, oh, it's fine, you can make socks out of it. Well, you can, but you actually probably can't wear them for long. So anyway, I ripped it, because why would you spend all this time making something that you're too afraid to wear because you're going to muller them? So, Yarn Whisperer, old colourway. This, again, is Bally Yarns Huntingdon. I've used this in this sock and the previous sock that I did, which was Under the Hill. I would say Over the Hill, but Under the Hill, which is a reference to Hobbits, and that was done by Rora and Kayla Menzies. I love both the socks. The pattern is obviously kind of a stripy down the sock type pattern. This one was a 4-row 4-stitch repeat, so you get into it quite easily. Comparing the two, I think I prefer Kelly's because there's more shape to it. I'm definitely going to do that one again. This one, I might pop this out again. It's kind of nice to have more than just a vanilla sock, although I am more than happy to sit and do a vanilla sock. And it's nice to have a pattern that you can just, you can read your knitting, you can read where you've got to, what you think you need to do next. Especially for TV viewing. Yeah, so these went cuff down. I did 14 rows for the cuff And then I did, I think it was 4 pattern repeats for this bit, the leg bit, and then I just went into my usual heel and toe. So this is the slip stitch heel flap, and then a gusset. So you pick up all of these and then you decrease every row until you've got the right number, and then you get to the toe, and then you decrease every other row to get the toe. So there we are, the socks. And I actually blocked them. There's going to be a tutorial coming out soon. I've basically made my own metal sock blockers out of hangers, and I did that a couple of years ago. And I keep saying I'm going to do a tutorial if anyone's interested, and a few people have told me they're interested now, so I will do that. I just got to get the desk set up because I have been putting orders together and stuff and making stitch markers, which we'll get to later. So that's my only finished item for this podcast, mainly because I could have finished another thing, but I ran out of yarn. How many times do I say this to you guys now? So this was an impulse knit. I don't know how to hold it. Let's put that over my shoulder. Probably going to block the microphone. So it's a hoodie. Oh, I wonder if that will just hold itself on it. It's a little hoodie for my nephew for his 3rd birthday, which is in September. And I'm due surgery very, very soon. It's going to knock me flat. I'm not going to be able to do a lot for a long while. It's a hole. There's a hole. Oh dear. Yeah, so it's kind of a mixture of stocking stitch and garter stitch. And you can see I've started on a garter stitch here, and I've run out and it's out of stock. That's happened to me before too. The yarn I'm using is, I even saved the band for you this time. I threw the first one away. Naco Astra. Now, it's acrylic because it's for Litland, and I want my sister to be able to just throw that in the wash. Her partner has already ruined the hat that I knitted for him at Christmas. Doesn't even fit the kid. So, yeah, for Litland, needs to go in the wash. So I kind of lifted my acrylic self-imposed ban because I don't like working with it. It doesn't feel very nice. It is a sport weight. The colourway is denim. The band isn't in English, so I mean I'll show you it, but yeah, not English. So the story behind this, and this is a Rower and Cade's pattern. She made one for Ange recently because she became a granny, and she did the little newborn one, and of course my nephew's grown a bit. So what happened was I checked the pattern. I forgot how old my nephew is. So I thought I was doing a 2-year-old, 2 to 3-year-old. He's actually going to be 3 in September. So the yarn allowance for 2 to 3 was 620 meters. These are 330 meters. I would have had plenty, except I needed to make the bigger size, which is 710 meters. And I messaged Kelly and I said, I've done a stupid. And she said, well, I always over allow anyway, because it's not, you know, better to have too much than not enough. Completely agree with that. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll do it then, maybe I'll do it. And clearly I didn't. And I spoke to her last night about it. I showed her, and she said, well, did you get gauge? Come on now. Who has experienced me engaged before? I really haven't got a clue. I probably didn't. I always generally just go down 0.5 in a knitting needle size anyway, and I know that I need to do that for Kelly's patterns because she knits 0.5 mil tighter than I do. So you know, when you keep using the designers that you know, that's pretty handy. You know that they're going to get this gauge, and you're going to get that gauge if you come down a bit. So I've put myself on notification to get that yarn if it comes back into stock. I've got until September 23rd to finish it. So it's going to get packed away in a bag. And fingers crossed it comes back into stock, but it's with Love Crafts, and there's some news about them getting bought out recently or something, or going out to tender. I don't know. So we'll see. I might have to finish it with a different colour, maybe rip back the garter stitch and finish it, but there's no more blues, and there's nothing really dark, so it would have to be a light colour, and that would look weird. So I don't know. Anyway, so that is the story with that one. I have bought some cool buttons to go with it, if it ever gets finished. I can't show you the whole packet because they'll just fall on the floor, but they're like little cars. I've got blue cars. Other way, hang on. Blue cars. I've got red cars. I've got white cars, I've got green cars, I've got purple and pink. He's not afraid of a bit of pink, my boy. He's dressed in blue most of the time, but yeah, he likes colour. He's good. Takes after his auntie cat. I've already got a photo of him wearing his pants on his head, so he totally takes after his auntie cat. Nutter. Right, let's see if my tea's cooled down. It's a new blend, actually. Yeah, it's not bad. It's a new blend. I went to Sausage and Green, which is a shop in England, and they have all these loose teas. I was waiting to go to the hospital for my pre-op, and I thought this sounded nice. It's a mixture of black tea with bergamot and rose petals, so it looks pretty. Tastes all right, but actually I prefer my builder's tea, can't be honest. And cleaning out the the tea leaf holder thing doesn't fill me with joy. So my tea. What's next? Let's stick with the sock theme. So I had I'm all tied up. Right, more of this green. I got some black dyed by Olive Tree Knits a while back, and I thought it would be a lovely contrast with other fun colours. So it's nice to do like a fawny blendy in style, but I wanted to see what this is going to look like. I can't hold that too. It's got no heel over the black, so I wanted to see what it was like with colours. I quite like that. I'm not undoing it now. Anyway, so I'm hoping to get 2 shorties out of the rest of this yarn. This is what is left of that Advent stuff from the Yarn Whisperer. I did 8 rows 2x2 rib for the cuff. There's no way you'll see that. Oh, actually no, decent camera. So yeah, 8 rows for the rib, 8 rows for the cuff, and then we're into the sock, and that's working up really quickly. I started that the weekend, maybe, don't know. Today is Friday. I've had a very busy week, been in and out all week. I had a lovely lunch with my friend yesterday. I shall talk about that later. Haven't haven't touched this all week, but we're just going to say hello to it because otherwise it'll get sad. But yeah, we're through into the camper van section, and then I've done the decoration in between, and then that's right, I was going to try and decide whether I was going to do a caravan next or a tree. So that's where we are with that. That is Stone Knits Choose Your Own Adventure. So one thing I have been working on, I have to pull it out of the bag. It's getting really big and really heavy. This is my sheepy cardigan. I used the pattern from Tin Can Knits. I'm using their app to work through it. It's done in Aran weight, and I put the colour work in. Done the sleeves. It's almost at the point where we put the ribbon. Now what happened with this was, this is my size, although I've never done the Aran one before. The DK one I've done a couple of times now, and it works out just a little bit oversized, perfect for what I like. But putting the colour work in, and they do always say you should go up a size of needle when you do colour work, and I didn't. But this doesn't pull in as nicely as the rest of the cardigan. So all that to say, it's a little small. So I'm going to have to do maybe a 3 or 4 inch rib for the button band, which is fine. After the colour work, I did actually increase a tiny bit so that it would kick out a bit. You won't see because it's on the needles. But yeah, we'll see what happens when it's done. I'm still losing weight because of my condition, so it's probably not the worst thing. And it'll be lovely for going on overnighties and stuff while I'm recovering, because when you don't move too much because you're recovering from an operation, you get cold, don't you? So this is done in Drops Alaska. Fighting with it at the moment. Drops Alaska. These are 50-gram balls. Colorway 45, which I remember from the website is light olive. And then the white is a Drops something else. Drops Nepal, I think. It's got a bit of alpaca in it. Stuff. God. So yeah, that should be finished soon. And of course I overbought on the yarn, so there's going to be a bit left, but I've got to make the brother-in-law another hat to replace the one he killed, so that'll work out fine in the end. Might even make my nephew a little one to match. Cute. And Aran, I mean, it probably only takes me 2 or 3 evenings to knock up a hat, because, you know, nothing else to do. I haven't got that many projects. This is ongoing. I haven't added anything to it yet, but I will. Anything that's left of that green that I'm doing those socks in, I will be putting in. Don't know what I'm doing with that advent still. Just going to leave that until inspiration hits me. And that is all I've got on the knitting that's current so far. So I am going to get into the stitch markers that I have up for sale. I showed you these last time. I launched them this week. I had plenty of orders. I've been getting busy packing, which is fantastic. And thank you everybody who's bought a stitch marker. It's been great. I've changed from Etsy to Folksy. Made a bit of a mess up with the postage. The system was set up somehow to charge the same postage every item that goes in, and didn't need to be. So I've sat there at lunch yesterday refunding everybody the extra postage. because why would you not? Why would you charge that much postage and get away with it? Rude. So here they are. There's 2 colours. There's many other colours, but this packaging, I was waiting for it. So these are basically little balloon dogs, plastic on a lever back. Look, I printed the back purple because I can. They are so cute. They don't drag. They're not heavy. They're only about 4 grams. So they're not going to drag your work, not unless you're doing lace weight or something. I've had them on the DK. I've had them on the socks, the 4-ply socks. They've not dragged at all. So they're great. So I'm on Folksy with those, and the shop name is DexterlovesAnnie. Everywhere I am DexterlovesAnnie. I am DexterlovesAnnie on Ravelry, and I am DexterlovesAnnie on Instagram. I usually put something up here because I always forget at the beginning. Okay, next, how do I introduce this? As you all know, my dad died. We're emptying the house out. The house has been a lot of work. It's been nearly 50 years of clutter, and that we thought it was just Mum that was a hoarder, but my God, he was a hoarder too. Days and days and days. I think we've done 6 skips so far, and there's still a bit to go. But we did the wardrobes yesterday. Not yesterday, last week. My sister took 2 days off work, so we did 2 full days, and then a big charity shop run after. So that was brilliant. I found this at the bottom of Mum's wardrobe. So it's like a long tunic. It's a lot more peach in real life than this colour. I've hand washed it twice. It's acrylic, and I can feel that it's acrylic, but it's so cute. I've hand washed it twice because it was pretty black, and I've machine washed it twice, and it still smells a bit fusty. So I think, and it feels a bit slimy, is that the word? So I'm going to put this in the sink with some soak wool wash, and that should hopefully get rid of the rest of the smell and soften the acrylic up a bit and get rid of whatever this slimy feeling is. I have no idea who made it. I've never seen it on her, but it's so very, very cute, and it fits me, and yeah, I'm very happy with that. Very excited to be wearing that. So yeah, that'll be more hand washing later. Joy. So that is the knitting and craft portion of this podcast. I will be sitting down. I might do it as a separate one at some point. Mum had many knitting machines, and there's different knitting machines for different things. She had a chunky machine, so a normal knitting machine would only do up to a 4-ply, and then she has a chunky machine that will do DK upwards. She also had one that you could set off to knit on its own, and various other bits. I haven't really actually gotten through all of it. It's just boxes and piles of tools everywhere. I would like one. I don't have room for it. Oh dear. But yeah, we're going to have to go through them. We're actually going to have to sell most of them. Such a shame. But she had a lot of yarn. A lot. She could have clothed an entire country, small country, with this yarn. But most of it's acrylic, and I don't like to use acrylic. But that's not to say that it should go in the bin. We found a charity shop that actually is purely for craft items, so I'm really pleased about that, because I really didn't want to throw it away. But there's no point in me trying to squeeze all that stuff into my house, which is already very cluttered, if I'm not going to use it. And I've given some away to friends that I know will use it. Somebody makes blankets for charity and stuff, so I've given some of it away, but just I haven't even taken a dent really out of the amount there is. But there have been some good bits. There's some mohair. I found some, I think it was yak or camel. There's some Shetland. There's lots of sparkle. My mum likes sparkle. She's a bit of a magpie. Don't know where I get it from. I'm looking at my bag over there of actual sparkle yarn. So yeah, I've brought some pieces home and I'm going to show you them. I think I'll do that in a separate video so that we can go through it properly. So look forward to that, and the tutorial for the sock blocker. And also, because I promised my friend who I gave the yarn to, she can't use anything thinner than a DK because it hurts her hands. I keep promising to show how you can chain ply thinner yarns to make them thicker, and I think there's a few of my friends that would appreciate that. And it's so easy, it's just crocheting with your hands. So there's a few interesting ones coming up, and I'll probably schedule them for, you know, when I'm having the op. So life stuff. If you're done with the craft stuff, thank you. See you next time. Life stuff. My pre-op was 4 weeks ago. 4 weeks ago yesterday. I've chased up this week. I've been declared fit for surgery 4 weeks ago. 4 weeks ago today, so the day after my pre-op. So then I chased up the bookings department, and basically the surgeon schedules everybody himself, which makes sense because he's got a better idea of how long each surgery takes. I think mine's going to take a while. People with the equivalent size of tumours have been under for about 5 or so hours, and I've never been one to be straightforward. I'm going to be an awkward sod, let's just face it. So she said we haven't sent him the list for August or September yet, so she said 4 to 6 weeks. So that's what I'm working on. I should only be really completely out of it for a couple of weeks, and then I should be able to at least sit here and record what I've been getting up to, if I've been getting up to anything. So yeah, that's what's happened health wise. I can't wait to get these things out. I can't do my shoes up anymore. I can't put leggings on because I can't pull them off again. I can't get to my ankles. I can pull socks on because I can, you know, twist my knee out and pull my foot up because I'm still quite flexible. There's this giant lump in the middle of my body. This month is Fibroid Awareness Month, and if you're not already on my Instagram, I did post about it. Just a quick synopsis of what's been going on for the last couple of years. Just because, you know, raise awareness. You don't know about these things until somebody you know or is close to has them. And more awareness needs to be out there for women's health, because there is none. It's rubbish, and the treatment for us is just as rubbish. So, you know, learn how to look after yourselves and how to advocate for yourselves. It's really, really important, especially in this declining NHS situation. So there you are, lecture over. I have handed in my temporary notice at work. I have said that Monday's going to be my last day until I'm better, because I'm getting more and more tired, and I have a lot less tolerance for the stuff that goes on in a workplace. I'm just tired. I've had enough. I want to do certain things before I go down for my op, and I just want to be at home. I'm tired now. So Monday's my last day at work, and then I am a full-time knitwear designer and knitter and crafter and tiny little folksy shop owner. I'm still printing stuff. I still got mugs and stuff to sell. They're all on Etsy. I'll start moving those over when they expire. So if you're interested, it's also DexterlovesAnnie on Etsy. I'm easy to find. Yeah, I think that's it. Yep. Elevator music going on in my brain, so that must be it. So thank you all for watching. I think we're actually coming up to the 2-year mark for this podcast, and I hit 200 subscribers recently, so thank you for that. If you're here, if you're new here, welcome, and if you're sticking around, thank you. I do appreciate you. I wouldn't do this if it wasn't for you guys. There wouldn't be any point. I wasn't watching. So it is a nice little diary for me, but it does make it worthwhile, you guys being around. So thank you. Do appreciate it. And I'm gonna go and finish my tea. I'm gonna finish the name of the tea was Hygge, you know, the Hygge. But I don't know what blend it was. Not that you're probably interested, because I didn't sell it very well. Never mind. Anyway, have a lovely fortnight. I will be back with something interesting for you. I'm not going to record any more of the colourwork jumper. I don't think anybody was that interested in that. We'll just cover that in the podcast. So you're never going to not see it again. I'm just going to not do separate videos for it. Well, that's nice. Nice and warm. Goodbye. Love you lots. See you soon.